Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to True God Radio, music straight from the source. Tonight is a special night because we've got a good friend of the station joining us right here live in the studio. He's an artist who's been carrying the spirit of the Ozarks everywhere he goes, representing independent music and supporting fellow musicians along the way. He's recently been traveling, connecting with artists across the country, and helping to really build the momentum behind what we're doing right here at True Gut Radio. Please help me welcome the Ozark Gypsy.
Well, things ain't been the same here since they shut the sawmill down. Hard times in Arkansas, a lot of good folks leaving town. Those of us that stayed behind, you know we gotta make ends meet. Living off the land down here, hunting for the food we eat. Doing what we can just to stay alive. And just like old Bo Seaver said, the country boy can survive. My granny's in the kitchen, cooking up some beans. Mama's down there at the creek, washing up her jeans. Daddy's passed out in the yard, drunk as he can be. My brother's making moonshine, sister's growing weed. Hard times in Arkansas, well, that don't bother me. 'Cause back here in these hills, hell, that's all I've ever seen. Say that I'm an outlaw, just like Jesse James. I ain't never killed nobody, never robbed any trains. My neck is as red as the dirt on my feet. Born in the backwoods and country as can be. Doing what I can just to stay alive. And just like old Bo Seaver said, the country boy can survive. My granny's in the kitchen, cooking up some beans. My mama's down there at the creek, washing up our jeans. Daddy's passed out in the yard, he's drunk as he can be. My brother's making moonshine, sister's selling weed. Hard times in Arkansas, well, that don't bother me. 'Cause back here in these hills, hell, that's all I've ever seen.
Brother, we're glad to have you here.
Hey, it's good to be here. I tell you what, it's really good to be here. I like the name, True God.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's jump right in. You recently took a trip down to Georgia and South Carolina. What took you down there, and what was that experience like?
Oh man, I'm a child of the wind, you know. But I guess I've been talking with. Well, really, I worked with some guys that were from Georgia in Arkansas 10 years ago, maybe longer than that. But you know, they all went back to Georgia and always invited me to Georgia. So I knew one day I would go, but I just felt it was time to go. I had a promoter down there, Beverly Jenkins, with BGJ Promotion. It seemed like a lot of things were going on in Georgia that just weren't happening here in Arkansas. And I thought, well, you know, I want to go check this out. And I needed to. I had just gotten back from Nashville. Had gotten snowed in on the mountain for 3 weeks and wasn't able to do nothing. So, boy, I was ready to roll. And so I just got in the car and went.
Yeah, and that really sounds like an incredible trip. You know, while you were down there, you had the opportunity to spend time with musicians like Danny McGowan and even see other performers like the Anders Thomsen Trio. What was that experience like?
Well, yeah, that was really cool to see the band down there on the river, down on the river. It was kind of quite a music scene down there. That was really cool. If you're ever in Savannah, go check them out. They are fabulous, man. Good songwriters, good performers. They inspired us because we're kind of in the process of maybe beginning a trio too, and they had a girl bass player. We got a girl bass player, and it was, it was just incredible. As far as Danny, that's kind of a funny story actually behind how I met Danny. But
Yeah, I mean, can you tell us a little bit about that?
well, okay, so my good buddy Mickey Womack, he had I guess you call it like a group chat, on Facebook, and so one day I was chatting along with Mickey, and then Danny started talking, and he said, "Hey, you really paid your dues," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." so Danny thought he was talking to Mickey, and he was talking to me, and I don't know what point he realized, but anyway, we just kept talking, and after that, we just kind of kept in touch on Facebook, and then I didn't know much about him. He didn't know really a whole lot about me, but I called him up because there was a plan. I was going down there with Mike Deese, and we were going to we needed a place to park this big RV and stuff, so we could drive around in cars and stuff. And Danny had said, "Yeah, sure, you guys can park here," and all that. Well, then the snowstorm came and all that, so we were delayed. And he went to Daytona, and finally we met up, and he really took me in. He showed me around all the clubs. We stayed. I stayed with Danny probably half the time I was there, and he just took a lot of time to show me around, and we hung out. We played music. We listened to music. Couldn't ask for a better friend.
Yeah, man, it's always amazing to see musicians connect across different backgrounds and styles, be able to meet up like that, especially when they're just on vacation, taking just trips, or whether they're on tour or not. Being able to connect and build those lasting relationships is pretty awesome to see. Now, did that trip inspire any new ideas, maybe some new songs, get any creative juices flowing for you?
Well, new songs are always flowing, and yes, I wanted to experience something different. That's part of my writing, is I live what I write, and I write what I live. So I needed to experience something different. So going to a place I'd never been before, that was a bold move, to just get in the car and go, but with no money and just go. And so I always love the road, and I always do good when I don't know what I'm doing. And it seems like, when I have things planned out, I screw them up. So it was good to just go. And definitely will be going. To tell you the truth, I had a hard time leaving. So I have to, sometimes when I get comfortable in a place, it's time to go, because, I get complacent sometimes when I get comfortable. And so I know when it's time to go, and I'll be back, definitely. It will definitely be a place I'll be back. In fact, maybe September and October.
Man, altogether, it sounds like you've had a great trip, and we're excited to dig more into this. Now, for those of you just now tuning in, we're live in the studio here at True Gut Radio with Ozark Gypsy. And today you're going to hear some things from him, including some songs that he's not released. Right now, here's Till Here I'm Rolling In.
Whenever I see the train tracks, thoughts go rolling through my mind. I wonder where they'd take me if I took off down the line. I get off the train, but the train's too fast. I want to take my time, walk along the track. Till here, I'm rolling in. When I see the train coming, I'll just step aside. Go ahead and let that old train just pass me by. When nightfall is coming, I'll find a place to sleep. When the sun comes up in the morning, I'll be back up on my feet. Till here, I'm rolling in. Like a human locomotive, I'll come rolling through your town, telling all my stories to the folks that gather around.
an old threadbare gypsy with an old wore-out soul. I've got to keep on moving, the only word I know is go. Till here, I'm rolling in. Wherever I am, wherever I go, that's where I'm supposed to be. Got a one-track mind, ain't never behind. Time don't matter to me. I go where I want to go. I do what I please. Don't even try to stop me if I'm rolling at full speed. Till here, I'm rolling in. Well, my time on earth is over. My time on earth is done. I'm gonna have to answer for this train wreck I've become. Oh Lord, put me on the right track. Have mercy on my soul. When that roll is caught up yonder, till here I'm rolling in. And when that roll is caught up yonder, till here I'm rolling in.
So you've been one of the earliest supporters of what we're building right here at True Gut Radio. What was it about our mission that caught your attention?
Well, I think it's because, I've been talking about True Gut music probably 20 years, and, I've kept that name because I didn't want to be labeled as a genre, and I had my own vision for True Gut music and how it would hopefully influence other artists to step up and be real and not all this fake, polished type thing, but just, get artists involved in doing something that was real. And I always admired songwriters that were real and kept, and I called it True Gut one time when somebody said, "What kind of music do you play?" And it's something that stuck. So the True Gut thing was really wasn't planning on it to be a movement. It just turned into a movement because I think when we go forward and do what we really love to do, we inspire, whether we realize we're inspiring people. I have people all the time saying, "Hey, you really inspire me," and so a lot of people have come up and they're on the move too. So it's really an awesome reward in the end, I guess, to see that it's manifesting in many ways, and it's not something that I own. It's True Gut Music, I intended one day to be my label, and so that I independently own my own music, and which I do. And so to have True Gut Radio and True Gut Nation podcasts coming out and all of these things from young people coming up, that have been influenced by some of the things that guys like me have done. It's amazing to see it all come together, and I believe it's all for a reason. And so I think the mission to keep it real and to keep independent artists coming up, guys that haven't been heard, and they have a place here, and so that's what I like most about the True Gut Radio is, and there's a lot of brother and sister stations out there too that are like this, that they're not competing against each other. We're all in this trying to do the same thing, and I think we're building something that's bigger than I can even explain. It's growing, and the momentum is picking up, and it's manifesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate what you said about the station, and it's really exactly what we've been trying to create here. Now, you've obviously spent some time around artists from all over. What do you see happening in the independent music scene right now that gets you excited?
Well, with the internet and with internet radio now, I'm not even sure how many, 250-some thousand internet radio stations now. We're able to play. They're able to play artists that wouldn't normally get. I have a background in radio, so I know what happens to those CDX CDs when they come in. They get tossed in the trash can because everyone's syndicated or pulling something, from, whether it be, Denver or whatever you're close to. You're getting fed through like Journal or Clear Channel, or, you're getting the top 50 out of, that they always get the airplay. Nobody really is getting discovered or heard these days, like back in the old days when, you walk in and sing in a radio station, and that's all it took. So it's kind of bringing back that old time thing for, back to a reality where you're not limited to an area. Say you're a 100,000 watt station and your demographics are only in a certain area, and you have to appeal to whatever demographic you're in. So and based on what type of music they like, and you're able to do what you want, and we have the power to we can hand that power back to the people, and so we can make independent music the new mainstream.
Yeah, I think that we're really seeing a shift, and it's exciting to watch. The True Gut movement is really built around authenticity, real songs, real story, and real people. So why do you think audiences are craving that more now than ever?
Well, I mean, they're tired of the fake, and with AI coming up with all the new AI songs out, it's even hard to tell sometimes what songs aren't real. But there's got to be a real face behind those songs, and at some point, people have gotten to the hey, we've done karaoke for so long. You go to the same old places, everybody's doing it. It's the same 4 people doing it. It's time to bust back out with some live music, and I think music pulls people together, and it makes you forget just a minute for what's going on everywhere. It's just it's a way to pull people together, and we can bring messages to the masses through uniting people, and that's what I like to see is people come together.
Yeah, I think that people can really tell when something comes from a genuine place. You've introduced other artists to True Gut Radio and really encouraged them to get involved. Why is it important for independent musicians to support one another instead of competing with one another?
Because, we all have our songs, our stories to tell and our songs to sing. And, not everybody likes the same person or hears, you don't want to hear the same thing over and over and over. That's why you got probably a good library of music. I know I do, and I do have my favorites, and always been my favorites. But I love to hear a new song, and I like to hear new artists, and it's something that it's hard to explain, but internally that just I think that's the most powerful thing is to see someone connect with an audience or with the listeners. I'm not so much into the big concerts anymore. I like the listening crowds. I like to tell my stories and have the people that want to listen. And so that's something that you're seeing more and more of, is we're getting more popular as listening crowds and not just the party crowds. And you got your party crowds too, and your concerts and all those things, but it's real rewarding to see artists, and I love to hear new artists and what they have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that perspective. And there's many artists that chase trends, but you've stayed true to your own sound. How important is authenticity when you're trying to build a career that lasts?
Well, I mean, I don't really know the answer to that. I just know that I never could sell out. I never could change to be something I'm not, and I can't be. I'll never be what somebody else wants me to be. And so I just try to stay true to my own music, and whether that takes me anywhere or not, it will always be true, and it will always be my music. And so I think there's a lot of artists that feel like they have to sell out or they have to give up to make a career. I mean, it just depends on how far you're willing to take it. I've been 20 years and longer playing music, but it's been about 20 years since I've wrote my own songs or even found out I was a songwriter. I didn't even know I was. So it's through those life struggles, those experiences that you can hash out those emotions. But when you put it into words through music, whether you realize it or not, you're always reaching someone else. And with a lot of songs, I have people come back and say, "Hey, that happened to me," or sometimes they just flat out tell me, that really inspired me and changed my life, and that's different. And also, with the latest song with Granddad's Garage, I've had guys come and tell me about stories about their grandpas, and so I mean, there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes with True Gut Music and with just staying real. And you are inspiring people, whether you even realize it or not. I had no clue that I was inspiring so many people by doing what I was doing. I think that's what it really is. And when you just do what you love because that's what you love to do, and you stay true to yourself, you're influencing people, and you're winning hearts, you're winning people all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's wisdom that every artist should hear.
It seems like we live in a day and age where a lot of people don't know how to be true to themselves. And if you would just focus on that, you might find that you're more of an inspiration to others than you even know. Now, for those of you just now tuning in, we're live here in the studio, right here at True Gut Radio, with the one and only Ozark Gypsy. Today we're hearing some of his stories, tales from the road, and what he's got coming up. We're going to learn a little bit about the insider scoop of the music industry. But for now, here's his song, heard for the first time right here on True Gut Radio, Outskirts of Town.
On the outskirts of town, at a honky-tonk tavern, it's where I spend my time. I get drunk on a wine. When the dance hall is open and the band starts to play, we'll throw some more sawdust down on the outskirts of town. On the outskirts of town, at a honky-tonk tavern, it's where I'll be found when the sun's going down on the outskirts of town. When the party is over and the bar's closing down, the waitress, she'll bring me just one last round, and then she helps me as I stumble to her trailer right next door, to the rusty old tavern on the outskirts of town. On the outskirts of town, at a honky-tonk tavern, it's where I'll be found when the sun's going down on the outskirts of town.
Oh, come on now. For those of you just now tuning in, That was Ozark Gypsy with Outskirts of Town. Now we're here today live in the studio at True Gut Radio. Ozark and I are talking a little bit about the music industry, his tales from the road, and things that he's got coming up. And if you've been following him, you're going to learn some things that maybe you didn't know. Definitely going to hear some songs that you've not heard before. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Now, let's jump back into this. Ozark, tell me.
What challenges do independent artists face today that most listeners never really get the chance to see?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I deal with a lot is trying to convince a venue that people might want to hear original music, give it a chance at least. There are oftentimes, venues are telling me, hey, I get in trouble with BMI and all these things, and because of, I don't, I have to pay these fees, or somebody sings a song that doesn't, the thing is with independent artists is the advantage, if they would, is that we own our music and we can decide where we want to play it. And so the more of us that there are, I mean, there's good music in every genre of music out there that's independent, and they're not with a label. And nowadays the popular thing is not signing with a label. Labels are kind of you can own your own label. It's easy to do, and you can own all your music and your rights, and that's really what should be, is you're the artist and they're your songs. And so there are a lot of challenges that people don't see, as and depending on where you go in the country. You go to places like Texas, they like original music. They want to hear what do you got, and it is getting a little bit better, but that's one of the challenges I would say that I face, and probably most independent artists can relate to when trying to get a live performance or live gigs.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a lot happening behind the scenes that people don't even realize, just in the music industry in general, let alone just with independent artists. So as you know, we're approaching Monday, June 1st, which is the 2026 Arkansas Country Music Awards right here in Conway, Arkansas, which we fortunately have the privilege of attending as a red carpet media VIP. And the ACMAs really focus on highlighting independent artists and even small stations, internet radio stations like us. So what role do local venues, small town festivals, and stations like True Gut Radio play in keeping independent music alive?
I think one of the things is, sometimes small towns and small venues, they're good about, promoting their own, and that's good. We need to start promoting our own. Like, if you're Arkansas, promote Arkansas artists. Come on. Let's have a little pride with, it's our state, it's our people. We've got artists that are leaving Arkansas constantly to try to live the dream. And, man, you've got so many talented people right here that you've never even heard their name. You've never heard their songs, and they need to be heard, and they want to be heard. And I think that's about to change.
Yeah,
I can see that changing.
I couldn't agree more. If True Gut Radio and the True Gut movement become everything that we're hoping that they'll become, what does success look like to you?
I just hope when I die that that people are continue on with the True Gut music, and that we make independent artists the new mainstream. That's what I'd like to see. I want to leave a legacy. That's really what I consider success. Is not really what they say about you now. It's when you're gone. What will people say about you? Yeah. And there's a lot of people out there also. Constantly on social media now. We have a lot of tools that we didn't have. So we have people like Brenda Crump now, and Angel Isaac, Samantha Schroeder. Gigi Robbins. I just hung out with her and jammed out with Mike Deese a couple of days ago, and they do a lot to promote independent artists behind the scenes. These people volunteer their time basically and are constantly pushing independent artists. And then you got other radio stations out there as well, like For the People Radio 101 with David the Gator. out of New York, and you've got Soundwave One Radio with Steve F. Adams, and my good buddy Jeff James in Cleveland, Ohio, with the Outlaw Nation, which I guess I made the top 5 playlist on there. So they're constantly pushing independent artists, and so we've got friends out there that are always helping out the independent artists and pushing, and that's their goals as well. And then you got like my promoter Beverly Jenkins with BGJ Promotions. She's all about the independent artist. She helped me get involved in the Cash Box, and actually took a song that was home recorded 20 years ago on a back porch, in Conway, Arkansas, and it made it to like number 54 up against some AI songs and different things, just to kind of prove a point that people do want to hear something real. So not only did it prove something to the world, I guess it proved something to me too, that hey, we have hope here, and so I'm really thankful for that. And then I've surrounded myself with friends and that are just they're fabulous songwriters. Mickey Womack one. We were on tour for a acoustic show, and we'll continue that. And we have some things coming up too, like Honky Tonk Heroes and Highways, and some other events coming up that soon we'll be announcing.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've got a great vision, and like it's actually worth working towards. So we're excited to see where that goes.
And for those of you who are just now tuning in, we're live right here at True Gut Radio with Ozark Gypsy in the studio. Today he's playing some songs that are never before officially released. Maybe he's played at a show here and there, but for the most part, you've not heard these songs. So make sure that you stay tuned for the Insider Scoop. We're learning tales from the road, kind of the insider scoop to the music industry and what Ozark's got going on next. Right now, here's his song, Honky Tonk Heart, on True Gut Radio.
I've got a honky-tonk heart, feel a new ride from the start. That neon light is calling me away. I ain't no big-time star, just a poet in a bar. I can't change this honky-tonk heart. I'm sure you've heard the news, I quit drinking booze. I've been trying hard to walk the line. Other habits I had to break, some were easy and some just ain't. I can't break this honky-tonk heart. I've got a honky-tonk heart, feel a new ride from the start. That neon life, it's calling me away. I ain't no big-time star, I'm just a poet in a bar. I can't change this honky-tonk heart. Well, I don't know which way is up, but I sure know my way down. Been so long on bottom, it's hard to turn around. But I could only try and change the things that I can. I can't change this honky-tonk heart. I've got a honky-tonk heart, feel a new ride from the start. That neon light is calling me away. I ain't no big-time star, just a poet in a bar. I can't change this honky-tonk heart. I've got a honky-tonk heart, feel a new ride from the start. That neon light is calling me away. I ain't no big-time star, I'm just a poet in a bar, and I can't change this honky-tonk heart.
For those of you just now tuning in, that was Ozark Gypsy right here on True Gut Radio with his new release, Honky Tonk Heart. Now, I think that perfectly describes you. So,
For someone hearing Ozark Gypsy for the very first time, how would you describe your sound?
True Gut. I mean, that's what it is. It's True Gut. It's real raw. It's I live the songs I write, and I write the songs I live. That's what it's called. I've always called it True Gut, and I didn't want to get into some, like be a certain genre. I was never a genre person. Songs come in different times and different seasons in your life, and sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're reliving your childhood, or you're remembering things, and melodies bring back memories. And so I think it's important that, that you put your raw emotion and your feeling into your music.
Yeah, that's a great description. There's a lot of people out there that have heard this story. I've heard it many a times. But for listeners, for our audience today, tell us, where did the name Ozark Gypsy come from?
Well, that's a good question, because a lot of people are like, why don't you go by Scott Lamb? Well, I do go by Scott Lamb, is my name, and always will be. It's on my birth certificate. But like 20 years ago, I wrote a song, That's the Gypsy in Me, and I was playing a lot of frat parties and going around to colleges and playing, and they just kept calling me that gypsy guy. So nobody really knew my name, and sometimes I'd probably be too drunk to even remember to tell them my name, but we were partying and having fun, and so I just showed up. Sometimes I'd see smoke or a fire. I'd just walk up to people's backyards and say hi. I hitchhiked. I thought that's what you were supposed to do, so I hitchhiked, and I experienced a lot that way. Just people would pick you up, and doors would open. So I think I kept getting called that gypsy guy, and then the Ozark part came later, because I had this, also this way I would just disappear into the woods sometimes, or I'd take off down the Buffalo River, or I just end up in nature somehow for long periods of time and forget to tell anybody where I went, So they'd be like, where is he? Where is he? So it's kind of like one of my things. I just sometimes disappear, and I'll take off down the road, and that's just always been the way I am.
Yeah, man, I've always loved this, the story behind the name there and how you got to it. And that really leads me into the next question we have here is, how much of your music comes directly from your own life experiences?
All of it. I think I have one or two songs that were like creative writing, hard. What is the name of the song? Let's see. Hard to Resist. So I wrote that when I was with a band, East AWR Junction, and we were trying to do original songs. And so I just kind of wrote that. But at the time I was working for a radio station, and I was writing commercials. And so every day I would write 30-minute or 30-second or 1-minute radio ads. And so I just kind of got into this creative writing. Everything was different. And it really kind of helped me develop how to put words. I knew how to grab attention with words. And so it did really kind of help. And that's when I discovered I was a songwriter.
Man, I think that's exactly, what people need to hear. And that's what makes songs connect with people, not just people connecting with songs.
And for those of you who are just now tuning in, we're actually live in the studio right here at True Gut Radio with Ozark Gypsy, hearing never before heard releases of his songs and some stories from the road and kind of the insider scoop to the music industry and as that pertains to independent artists. We're going to take a short break, but don't let that fool you. We've got a song prepared for you right here on True Gut Radio. That's The Gypsy and Me by Ozark Gypsy.
School, I'd skip class every day. I'd walk along the railroad tracks and along the riverbanks. I'd sneak out of my window almost every single night, and I'd push my daddy's Cadillac till it was clean out of sight. I'd gas it up and cruise the town all night long. I'd sneak it down the driveway just before the crack of dawn. That's a gypsy. That's a gypsy. That's a gypsy. Yeah, me. I quit school and I got a job, but I couldn't hold it down. 3 months later, I'd worked almost every job around, and I tried real hard, but I couldn't resist the urge to roam. And on my 18th birthday, hell, I couldn't wait to go. So I packed up my old guitar, some clothes and a microphone. I stole my uncle's Harley, then I headed down the road. That's a gypsy. That's a gypsy. That's a gypsy. I rode some bulls, I won some rodeos. I traveled with the carnival and with the Wild West show. I hitchhiked almost everywhere across the USA. I stayed the night in some hobo camps and I've hopped some trains. That's a gypsy. That's a gypsy. That's a gypsy. Town and wandered through the streets, playing my own songs for the food that I eat. I slept in cars, I've slept in bars, I've slept in county jails. Sometimes this life out on the road can be a living hell. That's a gypsy. That's a gypsy. That's a gypsy. Girls and ladies of the night. I've done my share of drinking and I've had my share of fights. I've run with thugs but I never sold drugs out on the streets. And I broke some bones, I broke some hearts and a lot of damn guitar strings. As long as there's an old highway in some old bar, I'm gonna make my living playing my guitar. That's a gypsy.
Man, what a great song. All right, let's have a little fun. We're going to shoot some rapid fire questions here. Just quick answer on these, okay?
All right.
All right, favorite artist of all time?
Oh, Lord. Okay. Rapid fire. Let's see. Billy Joe Shaver, Merle Haggard, and Willie Nelson. That's I can't really.
Favorite song to perform live?
All of them.
Campfire or concert stage?
A campfire.
Coffee or whiskey?
coffee.
What's one artist people would be surprised you listen to?
Probably Prince.
Most important lesson music's taught you?
Keep on keeping on. I reckon. I don't know. Hell, just I don't know. Start me beep.
Man, those questions always throw off anybody that we have here on air. It's definitely something to just really build the lighthearted scene and involve the audience. They like to know more about you. And for those of you who are just now tuning in, we've got Ozark Gypsy right here in the studio live. And he's got another song for us, never before heard. Here's Set 'em Up, Drink 'em Down by Ozark Gypsy.
Set 'em up, drink 'em down. Get drunk, get loud. I think we'll have another round. Set 'em up, drink 'em down. Hey, bartender, it's been a hell of a week. Hey, won't you do me a favor? Just pour me a drink. Better make it a cold one. Keep 'em coming all night long. And before each glass is empty, set a full one down. Set 'em up, drink 'em down. Get drunk, get loud. I think I'll have another round. Set 'em up, drink 'em down. Hey! Hey, Mr. Bouncer, don't throw me out the door. If I fall down off this bar stool, just let me lay here on the floor. Y'all can just step over me, 'cause I'll be just fine. Hey, wake me up so I can drink one more before closing time. Set 'em up, drink 'em down. Get drunk, get loud. I think I'll have another round. Set 'em up, drink 'em down. Set 'em up, drink 'em down. Get drunk, get loud. Hell, let's all have another round. Set 'em up, drink 'em down.
Man, if that song doesn't get you pumped, I don't know what will. Today we're live in the studio right here at True Gut Radio with Ozark Gypsy, hearing never before heard songs, hearing stories from the road, and learning the insider scoop to the music industry.
What advice would you give an artist who's thinking about giving up because they haven't gotten their big break yet?
Oh, don't give up and don't cave into the pressures of corporate music. I mean, just keep playing your music because that's who you are. God gave you a gift, and you've got the ability. And whether you are big and mainstream or you make it big, you're going to influence the people around you with your songs. And you need to sing your songs. You need to write your songs, and don't give up and don't quit.
Yeah, that's powerful. Man, would people hear the name Ozark Gypsy 20 years from now? What do you hope they remember most?
Here's one of your guitar picks, and also maybe, hey, he played my grandma's kitchen, or he played music with my granddad.
Man, that's a legacy worth leaving. Now, every once in a while, radio gets to be a part of a moment, and tonight is one of those moments. Now, while Ozark is getting geared up, what you're about to hear is an unreleased song from Ozark Gypsy called Granddad's Garage. No studio polish, no filters, just a songwriter, a guitar, and a story. You're hearing it live right here on True Gut Radio before most of the world even knows it exists. Now, I love this so much, but before the show, we asked one of his granddaughters if she'd like the opportunity to introduce her papa on radio. This is what she had to say.
I'm with my papa, Ozark Gypsy, right here. True Gut Radio.
The oldest memory I can recall must have been somewhere about 2 years old. Sitting on my granddad's knee, he played that dobro, he would sing out in my granddad's garage. He bought me my first guitar when I was 6 years old. $5 at a yard sale was a half-size silver tone. I'd run home from school every day. I'd play that guitar till my fingers bleed. Out in my granddad's garage, we played peach picking time in Georgia, the Wabash Cannonball, all them good old Jimmy Rogers songs. He would tell me stories about when he was a child, out in my granddad's garage. Now that old garage is home to his old car. Boxes stacked to the ceiling where we used to play guitars. Stacked full of memories and a half-smoked cigar. We were stars out in my granddad's garage. We played peach picking time in Georgia, the Wabash Cannonball, all them good old Merle Haggard songs. He would tell me stories about when he was a child, out in my granddad's garage. Peach picking time in Georgia, the Wabash Cannonball, all them good old country songs. He would tell me stories about when he was a child, out in my granddad's garage.
Man, what a song. Folks, that was Granddad's Garage performed live right here in the True Gut Radio studio by Ozark Gypsy. Now, here's what's really special about that song. While Ozark wrote that about his granddad, that song hits especially close to home for me because it's actually about my great-grandpa Leon. So when I hear those lyrics, I don't just hear a song. I see memories, I see family, and I see a generation that taught us how to work hard, love people, keep our word, and leave something behind worth remembering. And I think that's the beauty of great songwriting. It starts with one person's story, but somehow it becomes everybody's story, which actually leads me into something that I've been wanting to ask you. For that songwriter sitting at home tonight with a guitar in their hands and a dream in their heart, what's one thing you'd like them to know?
You know, I probably could sing it better than I could tell you. So, this is the first song I ever wrote, and I like to close my shows with the last song I play usually every night. So we'll close with this, and this is what I have to say. I'll wipe the dust off my Bible, the one my granddad left behind. I opened it up and I found a letter, the passage marked Matthew 5:16.
Let your light shine before men, so they can see your good deeds. Praise your Father in heaven. Then the letter went on to read, let the light shine in your heart. Let the light shine in your soul. Let the light shine on the world. Let the light shine before God. In the world, some people hate me. They put down what they don't understand. They're putting down sweet Jesus. They put down what they don't understand. Can you help them, sweet Jesus? Can you help them see the light? Let the light shine in their hearts. Let the light shine in their soul. Let the light shine on the world. Let the light shine before God. Let the light shine in their hearts. Let the light shine in their soul. Let the light shine on the world. Let the light shine before God. In the world, some people hate me. They put down what they don't understand.
Brother, thank you for joining us tonight. It's always good to sit down with artists who aren't just making music, but helping build a community around it. Folks, that's Ozark Gypsy right here on True God Radio, where we play music straight from the source.